Welcome. My name is Selena, and I have 20 years of teaching experience. I hold a Level 3A teaching license with a TESOL endorsement. I'm here to help you prepare for the FTCE 083 Professional Education Test. This problem set focuses on the subtopic Knowledge of Research-Based Practices Appropriate for Teaching English Language Learners, or ELLs. So let's dive into some practice questions to strengthen your understanding and test-taking skills. In a classroom with students from diverse cultural backgrounds, a teacher notices that students from similar cultural groups demonstrate distinct learning styles and problem-solving approaches compared to students from different cultural groups. This variation in learning styles is most likely influenced by A. Academic proficiency, B. Standardized test preparation, C. Cultural norms and values, or classroom management techniques. Academic proficiency is incorrect. This refers to a student's skill level, not the underlying cultural influences that shape how they learn. Students from different cultures may have similar proficiency, but still approach learning differently. Standardized test preparation is incorrect. Test prep focuses on specific exam skills and strategies, not broader learning styles. It doesn't explain why students from the same cultural background share common learning approaches. Classroom management techniques is incorrect. These are teacher-driven strategies that guide behavior and organization in the classroom. They affect how a class runs, but not fundamentally shape a student's learning style or problem-solving approach. The correct answer is cultural norms and values. Cultural norms and values significantly impact how students approach learning and problem-solving. These cultural influences shape students' preferences, strategies, and styles of learning. Which of the following teaching strategies would best show sensitivity to English language learners' language challenges? A. Grouping students by their English knowledge and experience. B. Displaying the students' uncorrected English work in the classroom. C. Encouraging safe times to use academic English in class. Or D. Assigning students whose first language is English to tutor classmates. Grouping students by their English knowledge and experience is incorrect. While grouping can sometimes help, isolating students based on proficiency can limit peer interaction and confidence building. Mixed groups foster natural language growth. B. Displaying the students' uncorrected English work in the classroom is incorrect. Publicly displaying errors without guidance can be discouraging rather than supportive. Students need feedback and encouragement, not a spotlight on mistakes. D. Assigning students whose first language is English to tutor classmates. Peer support is great, but putting students in a tutor role can create pressure and imbalance. Language learning thrives in collaborative, equal partnerships, not one-sided teaching. The correct answer is encouraging safe times to use academic English in class. This strategy helps create a supportive environment where ELLs feel comfortable practicing academic English without fear of making mistakes, which is crucial for their language development. In a classroom with diverse English language learners, or ELLs, the teacher wants to implement a research-based strategy to support students who are struggling with comprehension in content areas. Which of the following strategies is most likely to be effective? A. Using graphic organizers to visually map out key concepts and relationships. B. Increasing the amount of direct instruction in English grammar rules. C. Providing extended reading assignments in English to build vocabulary, or limiting the use of visual aids and multimedia in lessons. Increasing the amount of direct instruction in English grammar rules is incorrect. While grammar is important, it doesn't directly aid comprehension of content. ELLs need contextual support not just grammar drills. Providing extended reading assignments in English to build vocabulary is incorrect. More reading can help, but struggling students need scaffolding, not just volume. Without support like visuals or structured guidance, extended reading may frustrate rather than help. Limiting the use of visual aids and multimedia in lessons is incorrect. This would make comprehension harder. ELLs benefit from multiple forms of input. Pictures, videos, and diagrams make content more accessible and engaging. The correct answer is using graphic organizers to visually map out key concepts and relationships. Graphic organizers help ELLs by providing visual support to understand and organize information, which can enhance comprehension and retention of content. A teacher is planning a lesson for English language learners, or ELLs, and wants to incorporate a strategy that provides both language and content support. Which of the following strategies is most effective for helping ELLs understand complex academic concepts while also improving their English language skills? A. Using only English language textbooks without supplementary resources. B. Implementing sheltered instruction that includes language objectives alongside content objectives. C. Conducting daily grammar drills to reinforce language skills. Or D. Assigning independent reading of complex texts with minimal guidance. Using only English language textbooks without supplementary resources is incorrect. This provides no scaffolding for ELLs. They need visuals, interactive activities, language support to truly grasp academic content. Conducting daily grammar drills to reinforce language skills is incorrect. Grammar drills focus on isolated language rules but don't help students understand subject matter. ELLs need strategies that blend language learning with content comprehension. Assigning independent reading of complex texts with minimal guidance is incorrect. Throwing ELLs into difficult readings without support can be overwhelming and ineffective. They need structured help, such as guided reading and vocabulary scaffolding. The correct answer is implementing sheltered instruction that includes language objectives alongside content objectives. Implementing sheltered instruction that includes language objectives alongside content objectives is effective because it integrates language and content instruction, making academic concepts more accessible while also addressing language development needs. Great job working through these practice questions. Want to dive deeper? If you found this helpful and want even more in-depth preparation, Study.com offers comprehensive study guides, short targeted video lessons, personalized study plans, hundreds of practice questions, just like the ones we covered today. Your success starts with preparation. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below with your questions, feedback, or even just let us know how the test went. Like and subscribe and keep learning. Study hard, stay confident, and best of luck on your exam. You've got this. Thanks for watching and happy studying.